Absolutely. I think, Kel said it there, you've got to grab these opportunities and run with them. And he certainly want to make an impression. Tonight, you want to get him the ball, you want to get him the service. And that's then when he can really start to show his quality and obviously hurt the team. So I think, he'd be looking forward to tonight. Obviously, I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of nervous energy running through, but these are the moments when you want to walk out on that pitch and make a name for yourself.
Some key players missing though. Douglas Luiz and Hudson-Odoi both injured, and also Elliot Anderson hasn't travelled. We're not entirely sure why. We imagine that potentially could be due to the amount of football he's played, both internationally and for Nottingham Forest this season and during the summer too. Possibly a rest for him, but how big a blow is it to not have some of those key players?
Listen, it's always going to be a blow when you've got some of the biggest players, in the squad missing. But they need to adapt. They need to be together tonight. And I think they've got enough depth within their squad to deal with what's in front of them. And I think they'll be coming together. And I think under Sean Dyche, he'll be looking for that cohesion as a group and everyone to, almost have each other's back and to want to fight and want to run that extra yard for each other. And I'm sure, although those players will be missed, they come out with a positive performance tonight.
How hard is it to win these matches away in Europe?
It's very difficult. Obviously, Sturm Graz is a quality team. They won their league last year. This season, they're not actually performing as well as they normally do. They're going to come out, they're going to always be confident in themselves, and they always play quality football. Forest just now needs to believe in themselves and believe in their squad. For you to do well in Europe, you have to have a squad. You have to be able to have enough players to be able to play in the Cup and also play in the Premier League. And I feel like they have brought in enough players to do that. The quality that they have and the quality that they're missing shows today that you need a squad. But with the players that they have and the starting line that they put out, I feel like they have enough to do it.
Yeah, do you feel like it's a good squad all round?
Yeah, I think you're certainly, with obviously January approaching, you may look to strengthen in certain areas and bring, players in. But, he's come in, he's inherited this squad, and he'll be demanding and trying to get out the maximum that he can from every single player within this squad. Of course, he'd love to have some of the big names that you mentioned with Elliot Anderson, etc. But I think, it's games come thick and fast within this competition, especially with the Premier League and with the international break coming up. But I think they certainly need the squad throughout this period and throughout the rest of these games. Like you said, we're only halfway through the competition.
Okay. Yeah, Liam will certainly be soaking up the local delicacies and atmosphere over there. Love that you had to get in, that you went for a morning run as well. But chicken schnitzel over in Austria. I mean, I think these away days for Premier League fans is what it's all about, isn't it?
Well, 100%. Obviously, during Europe is one of the things where I experienced it. And the fans just loved every moment of the travel, the experience of being there overnight and then having to travel back. So I think
what were some of the countries that West Ham played in?
So we played in Germany, Serbia, Turkey. Is it Turkey? Did we go to Turkey? No, I don't think we did go to Turkey. France, Lyon, Greece.
Prague was the final as well, wasn't it?
Prague was the final.
You just go there as fans, don't you, and have a great time. Have you spoken to any Crystal Palace fans about their experiences so far?
Yeah, a good friend of mine, he travels to the majority of the games. So he's done that so far and certainly made the most of it. Even if travel sometimes has been a little bit disrupted, they certainly absorb the culture wherever they go. Taste the local delicacies and try to just dive in and immerse themselves, and then obviously the cherry on the cake is going to watch their team and obviously watch Palace and whoever is playing, they absolutely love it.
Is that the cherry on the cake or is it the night out?
Well,
Forest fans,
hopefully the win.
Yeah. Forest fans have had a great time so far. They've been out in Spain already. They're now in Austria for this game. And their opponents tonight, Sturm Graz, have had an inconsistent start to the season. But when you take a look at their Euro...
Certainly want to do that and make it an uncomfortable experience for Forest. And also like we touched on their league start. I think they went on a great run to start with, and then they've kind of struggled and not won in their last 4 games. So they'll be wanting to turn that round. And And I think they'd be looking for their star man to do that for them.
Yeah, Otar Kitiashvili plays in that number 10 position. He's the creative heartbeat of the team. Is he the one they're going to be looking to?
100%. I think everything's going to go through him. Anything that's going to happen today, any opportunities, any assists, or anything, very likely will be coming through him. Everything we've seen so far, I think he's the top goal scorer this season.
Yeah.
So I feel that Forest are going to have to keep an eye on him, and if they shut him down, they shut them down.
Yeah, he's certainly going to be their biggest threat going forward. All right, 16 days in. Well, it's only his 4th game in charge of Nottingham Forest, but he's clearly already won some of those fans over, hasn't he? Have you seen an improvement in the playing style since he took over?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like under Ange, I feel like the boys, it was too much of a change for them and they struggled to get around it. With him, he came in and he kind of plays the same kind of way that Nuno did. So I feel like the boys understood it and they kind of already know how to do it. So when I saw them playing against Porto, the way they were pressing, the way they were working and how they were playing a bit of football and then finding the strikers, playing off him, and I feel everyone just gelled and it felt like a unit, and even how they were pressing, everyone was together. It was quality, and you can see it now with the results that they've done. An unbeaten team, they've gone and won the game. Obviously a loss against Bournemouth, but then they've picked back up again, another good point against Man United, and going into this game I can see the confidence in that. He's gone and left like Anderson, a pivotal play for them right now, and he believes in his squad, so he's left them, given the rest, obviously for an important game on the weekend. But the fact that it shows that he trusts his squad.
When you hear him talk as well, and obviously he's been managing in football for such a long time, would he be a manager that goes into that dressing room and almost instantly wins over that team?
Yeah, I think so. I think he goes in and his standards, the way in which he sets his teams up, gives you a clear identity. It's a clear message so that everyone's on the same page. He doesn't want to overcomplicate things. He wants to simplify things and make sure that everyone is knowing what they're having to do in their role and their job. And he creates an infectious environment as well. From everyone that I've known that's played underneath him, they always say it's a great environment to be with. It's a great culture, and they've enjoyed their time working with him. So I think that's important for a team where they are, especially in the Premier League right now, to almost galvanise and kind of kickstart and get that momentum. And he mentioned the consistency. They need to find that consistency within the squad, and tonight gives an opportunity for some of the younger players, some of the players who are on the fringes, to express themselves and come out and give him a bit more of a headache.
How important is it for Forest to rediscover that defensive solidity? Because one of the things they've been really struggling with this season is set pieces, as well as not keeping clean sheets. It's just the amount they're conceding from set pieces in a season where set pieces seem to be the trend as well. Yeah,
100%. Right now, everyone is focused on set pieces. It's gone. They've knocked back the years now, where it's long throw-ins go in and then the corners. And I feel like under Sean Dyche, you will definitely get a lot of solidified station when you come to open play, but set pieces, they just seem to be struggling massively. Like right now, you can just see that they're not getting the first and seconds. When you get your first touch, you have to get the second goal, and even the third, you've got to get the ball out of your box, and this is one thing they're just not being able to do. I feel like they're just not attacking the ball strong enough, but I feel over time, Sean Dyche will get that.
18 league games without a clean sheet. Their last one came against Man United in April of last season, Joel. As a defender, how much will that be playing on their minds?
Listen, I think, things aren't going to change overnight, but they're through, constant work and consistency on the training pitch. I'm sure that those stats will change quickly. We looked there at the set plays. They've conceded something like 12 from set plays. So it's something that Sean Dyche, I know, will want to stamp out. He'll want everyone switched on when the ball goes dead to make sure that they're solid, and gives them then, a great foundation to build from. And I think, everyone's talking about set plays this season, and I think there's a crazy stat that something like 30% of goals are coming from set plays. So you need to be, one, effective with them, but also two, you need to be solid to prevent other teams, because every team's working on them.
OK, certainly something to keep an eye on tonight then. All right, well, Sean Dyche made the perfect start to his European campaign last time out, guiding Forest to their first win of the season. Tonight, they'll look to build on that momentum against a Sturm Graz side whose only European win so far has come there at home. Kickoff is just moments away now.